Good afternoon, everybody. Today I've decided to discuss History Paper 2, and some of you were requesting for this discussion that I'm going to discuss simply some of the topics in History Paper 2. And I'm going to discuss Section A, some. Today, I'm going to discuss about the nature and the organization of the pre-colonial societies in East Africa. Initially, East Africa had two types, all nature of the pre-colonial societies. What we have to know that East Africa, it had centralized colonial societies and decentralized colonial societies. And on top of that, we are going to look at how these societies behaved. Yes, centralized societies had things in common, whereas even decentralized societies had something that was in common. So, as today we are going to discuss about the general characteristics of these central states, what we have to know is, in centralized societies, what are these centralized societies? In decentralized societies, what are these decentralized societies? What you have to also call, like I was saying, what you have to know is, some centralized societies, these are the societies that are headed by the king, and the king is the head of these societies. And most of the centralized societies are the kingdoms. And we are having also the decentralized societies. And these decentralized societies are these societies that are headed by the chiefs, family heads, family clans, yes, maybe elderly. And these are the chiefdoms in East Africa. So when we go, we are having the centralized societies. And these centralized societies, they are the Buganda societies. It's a centralized society because it is headed by the king. We have the Ankole. We have in the Bunyoro, because they are headed by the kings. So decentralized societies, these are the chiefdoms. By that time, in the pre-colonial age, we are having that Busoga, Gwere, Karamoja, they were the decentralized societies because they were headed by the chiefs of those days, or clan leaders. So, what I'm going to discuss today about is all about the characteristics of these centralized societies. If you are watching this video, you can maybe write somewhere. Maybe if you have the notes, you can relate what I'm talking to your notes. I'm going to talk about the similarities. Let me start with the similarities. If I'm to start with the similarities, you have to know that similarities, these are the points that all centralized societies were behaving. Okay? As I told you initially that centralized societies, we are having Buganda, Bunyoro, Ankole, Wanga, among others. And then decentralized, we are having societies like Nyamwezi, Chikuyu, Akamba, Masai, Basoga, anything, to mention a few. So we are going to the common features or the characteristics of these centralized societies. Okay? One, we have to know that these people carried out agriculture. All centralized societies carried out agriculture. Remember, centralized society, they had a big population. So they had to carry out agriculture so that to sustain the growing population. Okay? They carried out agriculture. We are seeing that the Baganda, they carried out agriculture, whereby, remember, Buganda is strategically located. It is near Lake Victoria, whereby its soils are fertile. So this enabled Uganda to carry out agriculture on a large scale so that to get the food that was to be used or that can be consumed by these people. When talk about, because we are looking at the similarities by these states, the centralized and the decentralized, they had some things in common. And I've started with agriculture. Yes, we have only this one, even this one, that both had methods of settling disputes in their societies. Like I told you, the methods of settling disputes in their societies means when they had that stage, the levels at which disputes were to be solved. Yes, we are seeing that in Buganda, we are seeing that the head was the king. Down was the Namasoli, and down we are seeing that the Katikilo came in. The Katikilo came in. So every dispute, now I'm talking about the other side of centralized, every dispute had where these people could go and settle them. Because each society in the centralized society had the leader, and these leaders were to settle disputes. And even in the decentralized societies, like the chiefs who were the head of the chiefdoms, they had these, even the other people, other leaders who were settling disputes within the chiefdom. Quote, that one is right, that both had methods of settling disputes in their societies. Yes. Yes, another one is both encouraged intermarriages. What do I mean? That long ago, in both societies, intermarriage was very vital. That each clan, in the society we had the clans, but even within clans we had the families. In the clans we had the families. So these people could encourage each family to marry in the other family, but in the same society. This could help in increasing in the population in a certain society and bringing that togetherness, and not only togetherness, but that unity among different families within a society. Another one is both carried out internal and international trade. Yes, we are seeing that the Baganda carried out internal trade. Internal we mean with other states. That the Banyankole were carrying out internal trade, and the Baganda, where they were exchanging goods that anyone could not get, could just refer or trade with another society so that to get it. And we are having also, then the international trade is that long distance trade whereby these Arabs, when they came to East Africa, these people went ahead and traded with these people. The interior societies got many items from this long distance trade or slave trade. That is the international trade. Then internal trade, I said society and the society. Internal trade, I mean society and the society. Then international, that is slave trade, that is long distance trade, among other trades. Another one is both carried out small-scale industries. Yes, these small-scale industries, how? We have iron smelting that were carried out by this Tracy, sun industry. Yes, these people could exchange these goods with these societies that could not even come up with such products. So these people traded with these people, and they got what they could not manufacture within their societies. Another one, we can say that both had governing bodies. Yes, the governing bodies are these, like in centralized, we are saying that the governing bodies are these ones, that the Kabaka, the Katikiro, the Masoli, and the peasants, and so on. Then in chiefdoms, we are saying that the chief being the head, and to other Muluka something. Those are the lineage the chiefdoms. And we are seeing that clan sets existed in both societies. Yes, a clan. That it was one of the key features of these societies, both the centralized and decentralized. We are seeing that the clan acted as a basic unity of identity, that the clan sets existed in both states or societies, that in decentralized societies we are seeing that clans existed, and it was a source of identity that this one comes from this state and this one could come from this state. Even if you go back to the centralized, we are seeing that clan A, this person belongs to clan A, this person belongs to clan A. So clan sects or clan system existed in both societies. I've brought this topic because I'm discussing two things, both the centralized and decentralized pre-colonial societies. So I'm combining them. I've come up with similarities between these societies. We are having that both practiced hunting and food gathering. Yes, we are seeing that the Baganda practiced food gathering, and so is the Nyamwezi. They carried out hunting because they wanted to get food. They wanted to get, and remember, even hunting, long ago in these societies, someone who hunted a big and fierce animal could be pleased. That only elevated him from being someone commoner. So they carried out food gathering and hunting to these societies. Both carried out so that they get food to eat. We shall see that leadership of both societies was enrolled by Europeans. Yes, leadership. For us, we knew that the Kabaka was the only supreme. He was the only supreme title that we knew. And he was highly respected. But we are seeing, but both societies were eroded by Europeans. How? When these Europeans came, they disorganized all the states. We are seeing that the Kabaka that we used to praise all privileges that the person had, I mean the Kabaka, we are seeing that after these Europeans coming in, that title was rubbished. Even right now you can witness that we are seeing that now the president is the head of the Kabaka. Yes, which was not by then true. Yes, we can say both believed in traditional religion. That is obvious. Different societies begins in their religion. Like we are in Buganda, they are having Mukasa, they are having what? They are having Lubale. Yes, that is the traditional religion. Even and so, we are seeing that even the Basoga, the Nyamwezi and the Shikuyu, yes, they had their own traditional religion. So both states carried or believed in their religion, traditional religion. That is one of the similarities of both. Yes, we are seeing that communalism was both encouraged both in societies. Communalism, what do we mean? Communal work. Long ago, there were no jobs that could give you, that after doing something you earn. No. Long ago, communal work was much emphasized. Communal work was much emphasized long ago. In that, in both societies, communal work was emphasized. We are seeing that in centralized societies, these people encouraged communal work. How? This communal work could bring people together. They carry out some communal work with an aim. Yes? Maybe they could come and clean the wells. The wells, these people benefited, both the centralized and decentralized communities. They got much from the wells. Yes? So communal work was much considered and encouraged in both societies. Yes, both societies observed the traditional ceremonies. Yes, both societies observed them. the ceremonials, the traditional ceremonies like circumcision, initiation activities. We are saying that in Bagisu, which was a chiefdom, we are saying that circumcision, one of the traditional ceremonies, was much honored and believed. It was much encouraged. And we are seeing even in Busoga, we are seeing the same thing happening. We are seeing in Buganda, even for them, they went for bush learning. Is it bush learning? Yeah, learning from the bush. Or I mean, visiting the bush. It is one of the initiation ceremony. So such activities were encouraged in both states. When we go to division of labor, was also emphasized in both states. Yes, in both states we are seeing that different sectors existed. We are having the young and the adults. Both existed. And division of work was based on the age. We are seeing that the young had both a specific work that they were supposed to conduct. Even the adults, they had the specific work that they had to conduct. So, division of labor was both encouraged in both societies. Even if you can relate division of labor to men and women, that men in decentralized societies did this, even at the same time, even the men from centralized societies did the same thing. So, that is one of the similarities between these two societies. We are seeing polygamy was also important in both societies. Yes, long ago, you have to know that polygamy was much emphasized as it was prestigious. Someone who was coming from a polygamous family or got a polygamous family could be considered as a very famous guy, because that only symbolized that you are healthy, and symbolized that you got all the titles and abilities. So it was also emphasized in both societies. Yes, as we go on, age sect, as I said, age sect system, it was encouraged. The young were recognized and the adults were recognized. That is the age sect being recognized in both states. Yes, as we say, both had the councils. Yes, both had the councils. Yes, like we shall say that in centralized societies, Buganda had the Lushiko. It is a council. Yes, and remember even in Shikuyu, they had the Mulamati. Mulamati was also a council in Shikuyu, whereas even the Lushiko was a council in Buganda. So they had councils in both states where where things could be distributed accordingly. When we go to both societies respected elders, obviously all societies respected elders. Like we are saying that in centralized societies, they respected much Kawaka. Even in decentralized societies, they much respected the chiefdom. So another video will be the differences between these two societies. This is the end of this clip. I wish you the best. As you also play this video, make sure that you are noting out some of the points that I've pointed out, and you make revision according to my explanation. You can even add on. So according to the new curriculum, you can come up with, they may ask you, like, I'm guessing, I'm not in new curriculum, but I'm guessing, they can ask, how was the organization of the Buganda similar to that of Busoga? That may be an item one. How is the other organization similar with this today? Because for them, they are looking about today. How did the people of Buganda long ago behave similar as the people of Busoga today? They want the similarities between both the centralized society and decentralized society. Thank you for watching.